What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Fresh Review. You're new to the channel. What we do here is review each and every WWE Premium Live event, and we have Money in the Bank. So this happened a couple months ago. We are a tad bit behind, but we are going to try to catch up in time for SummerSlam. Now, this Money in the Bank card started off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and that featured Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Rhea Ripley. All six of these ladies qualified the same way. They had to win a triple threat match. And I want to talk about Rhea's, how she qualified. In her match, Zoe Stark got injured, definitely injured her knee. She will be out for a long time. I'm not sure Rhea was supposed to win her triple threat match, but once Zoe Stark got taken out of the match due to injury, it became a one-on-one with Rhea and Kairi Sane. I think they probably had to improvise. I could see Kairi Sane being in this match and doing some high flying spots and stuff, but they ended up having Rhea here. I didn't think Rhea would got pinned in the triple threat, but she won the match. Let me know in the comment section you thought Rhea was supposed to win that match or Kairi Sane. But let's go ahead and talk about the stakes of this match. Typical Money in the Bank. If you win the match, you grab the briefcase at the top of the ladder, and you can use that briefcase to cash in for a championship of your choice at any time within the given year. So, I have seen Evolution. We will talk about Evolution when we get to Evolution on these reviews. But let's go ahead and talk about this match here. I thought it was a great match. That featured all six ladies brawling to start the match. Naomi delivers a baseball slide and kicks the ladder into Stephanie's face. Rhea assists Bliss in drop kicking a ladder into Naomi's face. Roxanne and Julia, the NXT duo, they bash Rhea and Alexa's head onto the ladders. Stephanie delivers a springboard crossbody onto Julia and Roxanne, taking them out. Naomi plants Stephanie with a face buster onto the ladder. Naomi places Rhea between her legs, then smashes Rhea's head onto the ladder. Innovative offense there by Naomi. Then Alexa Bliss comes back in. She places Roxanne and Naomi onto a ladder, then connects with a running senton onto both of them. Got the 2-for-1 special there. Julia sends Alexa face first into a ladder leaned up against the corner. Rhea slams Naomi onto a ladder. Rhea goes for a razor's edge to Roxanne onto a ladder, but Roxanne reverses into a hurricanrana. Roxanne follows that up with a springboard moonsault onto Rhea, who was on the ladder. Roxanne and Julia work together again. They place Rhea in between the ladder and slam the ladder onto her. It looks like the ladder is supposed to get slammed with a little bit more force. I like the idea in theory. It didn't really look that good because it was soft impact. But, I mean, of course, you don't want to slam it too hard and actually hurt Rhea. But the match continues, of course. Now, technical difficulties here. Roxanne and Julia use multiple ladders to bury Rhea at ringside. So Rhea's taken out of the match for a long time. She's under a pile of ladders. Stephanie takes out Naomi and Roxanne. Julia tries to stop Stephanie from climbing the ladder, but Stephanie climbs the ladder with Julia on her back. She has the girl on her back, giving her a piggyback ride, saying, "I will not be denied." Julia delivers a German suplex to Stephanie. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, you're just going to give somebody your back. Just go ahead and suplex her off the ladder. And that's exactly what Julia did. Now, Julia is tangled in the ladder. Naomi tries to climb over Julia, but Julia gives her a German suplex as well. Like, Julia's getting disrespected. They are turning their back on Julia, and Julia's making them pay for it. Now, Alexa Bliss powers bombs Stephanie off the ladder. Roxanne rams Alexa head first off the side of the ladder. Roxanne and Julia destroy Alexa with a gut buster on the side of a ladder. Roxanne and Julia were working together very well throughout the match, but of course, this is every woman for themselves. Roxanne betrays the alliance with Julia, sneaks attacks her, but she might have wanted to keep that alliance a little bit longer because Rhea has waken up from the graveyard of ladders that she was buried in. And Rhea comes back into the match. She destroys Roxanne at ringside, then demolishes Julia inside the ring. Rhea gives Roxanne a razor's edge that sends her directly into Naomi. Rhea wedges a ladder in the corner, then electric chair facebusters Julia onto the ladder. Rhea begins to climb the ladder, but Stephanie yanks her down. Rhea drops Stephanie with a headbutt. Then Rhea wedges the ladder between the corner and the ladder in the center. So it's a ladder bridge from the turnbuckle to the center of the ring, connecting to another ladder. Rhea goes for the electric chair facebuster again, but this time on to Stephanie. Stephanie reverses and delivers the Devil's Kiss to Rhea on top of the ladder. This might have been the spot of the night. Whoever the cameraman was, give that man a raise. A standing ovation here for the creativity of these ladies. Best Devil's Kiss we have seen. Of course, the crowd is going ballistic. Booker T is at home just drooling all over himself. Alright, but the match continues. Stephanie begins to climb the ladder, but Roxanne prevents that from happening. Naomi wedges the ladder from the corner to the ladder in the center of the ring. So now there's two ladders that connect from the corner to the ladder of the center of the ring. So basically three ladders, two connecting the corner to the center of the ring ladder. Now simultaneously, Roxanne gives Stephanie a code red onto one ladder bridge. Alexa gives Naomi a code red onto the other ladder bridge. Phenomenal spot. Julia and Roxanne fight at the top of the ladder. Rhea connects with Riptide to Julia. Simultaneously, Alexa connects with Sister Abigail onto Roxanne. Both of them are down. Rhea and Alexa climb the ladder, but Naomi pushes both of them off, head first onto the ladder wedged in the corner. Naomi is Miss Money in the Bank. Now, total disclaimer. When Naomi first won, I was surprised they gave it to her. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm feeling that one. I prefer Stephanie or maybe even Roxanne, right? Personally, I didn't think Rhea needed it. Definitely when I gave it to Julia. But I was like, not feeling Naomi. But when I slept on it the next night, I'm like, I like it a little bit more now, right? We'll see what happens. I've seen the cash-in. We will talk about that at Evolution. But let's talk about the crowd real quick. The crowd. Solid crowd in LA. They're very electric. We want tables chants. This is awesome chants. And then got loud pops during the great spot. And of course, counting the 10 for the created Devil's Kiss spot that we talked about. Commentary wise, that's the problem of having the aura of Rhea and being the favorite. Everyone will work against you. That's Wade Barrett. And that's a great line there because Rhea was getting jumped for a majority of this match by a lot of different people. And then there's an element of strategy and playing possum on the outside. That was Wade Barrett. I forgot who that was, but somebody was laying outside for a while and then got back into the match at the right time on some ultimate opportunist stuff like Edge. And then let the bodies hit the floor after they hit the ladder. That was Pat McAfee after the code res off the top of the ladder. Now, memorability, this is Naomi's moment. It's Naomi's win. And I thought this truly was a great match. I'm giving it a 4.35 stars out of 5. Now, we've seen the Naomi cash in. I don't think this match was as good as the ladder match from last year with the women. But this match definitely was right up there. Had no complaints really with this match whatsoever. Minkai did a little bit more riskier spots, but those spots last year were so risky and outlandish. I'm kind of happy they didn't go that crazy. That match last year was insane. Now, that was that match. Like I said, truly a great match. 4.35 stars out of 5. Now we're going on to our next match, and that was Dirty Dom with Liv Morgan accompanying him versus Octagon. So, Dom was at Worlds Collide. WWE had two PLEs. Well, I won't call it PLE. I don't know what it was. But they acquired a AAA promotion. I think that's what it's called. A Lucha Libre promotion. And now they got these wrestlers and stuff that they now currently have signed. And there's an event that happened a few hours prior. The Money in the Bank. Well, Dom was there. He got into it with one of the wrestlers that's having a match. So now they have another match here. I forgot to say this about Stephanie Vaquer, who had like 3 matches in 24 hours. Stephanie Vaquer also wrestled at that show previously. So she did a doubleheader on that Saturday, right? Wrestled at Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. And then she also wrestled right before Friday Night SmackDown. So a lot of work horses, men and female, in this industry here. So bravo to those people. But this match kind of got thrown together last minute. And you can kind of tell. Because the stakes for this match were an Intercontinental Championship match. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there is no way in heck Dom was gonna lose this match. If Dom would have lost to somebody we never heard of with no build that just happened randomly, like Dom might have been getting kicked from the company or something. This might have been like a last minute Mandy Rose when she dropped the title kind of out of nowhere type stuff. Like, oh, you're gonna get the pink slip the next day because yeah, there is no way Dom was gonna lose this match, and it wasn't a good match whatsoever. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Octagon starts the match by sending Dominic outside the ring with a hurricanrana. Octagon leaps off the middle rope with a springboard moonsault onto Dom. Octagon goes for a high flying move, but Dom sends Octagon nuts first onto the top rope. Uh, uh. Now Dom ties Octagon's mask onto the bottom rope, then repeatedly stomps Octagon. Octagon flies off the top rope with an arm drag, followed by a springboard senton for a springboard corkscrew splash. Dom goes for the Three Amigos, but Octagon escapes. Dom catches Octagon with a scoop slam for a 2 count. Dom goes for the 619, but Octagon evades it and connects with a springboard senton for a 2 count. Liv distracts Octagon. This allows Dom to connect with a 619, followed by a frog splash for the victory. Now, we got some Dirty Dom chants here. And commentary-wise, you got Wade Barrett calling Liv Morgan baby cakes yet again. That name will stick forever. Cody Rhodes is the American Nightmare. Roman Reigns is the OTC. Dominic Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time. And Liv Morgan is baby cakes. It just sticks. It's a perfect name for it. Now, memorability is average as a match can get. I don't even know why this match was on the card. And I don't even care. I honestly think the 5th match should have been Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Right? Going back to the women's ladder match. Io hasn't had a title match since Mania. Right? So, if Rhea didn't qualify or whatever, Kairi Sane wins, whatever. Kairi Sane could have been that ladder match. Now, we got Rhea versus Io right here. Or we got to get some other card or some other championship on the line. Then this Intercontinental Championship match against a no-name wrestler that, I know a lot of wrestlers. I don't even know who this Octagon guy is, right? Now, there are some people that know more wrestling than me, but like I said, I know a lot of wrestling. I know casual fans in the audience had no idea who this guy was, if I had no idea. With that being said, I'm not going to give it a bad score because I think the wrestlers did the best they could given the circumstances, but this is well below average. I'm giving this a 1.60 stars out of 5. I wouldn't recommend anybody even waste their time watching this match. You go back to rewatch this pay-per-view. I normally would watch a PLE all the way through when I go back and rewatch. This is definitely a skip. Absolute filler here. I might have been better off if they just had 4 matches instead of 5. But I know Triple H likes to have 5 matches. And I hate to be a person and say that, take out a match. That's why I say replace it with something else. But hey. I got to deal without this match. You could take it out next time, Triple H. Now, we're going on to our next match, and that is the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. And that is Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, who is the defending champion. This build started right before Mania when Becky took out Bayley, right? So then she got her spot at Mania to be in the tag team title match. They became tag team champions, but the next Monday night, they lost the tag team titles because Lyra got pinned. Becky ended up turning on Lyra, and then that's led to them fighting at Backlash. Lyra beat Becky at Backlash. Becky attacked Lyra after the match, so that continued the feud. After some personal promos, a stipulation was added. If Lyra wins, Becky cannot challenge for the title again. If Becky wins, Lyra will have to raise Becky's hands after the match. Now, the match starts off with Becky trying to sneak attack Lyra during the introductions, but Lyra evades. Lyra goes for a baseball slide, but Becky catches her and slams her on the ground. Becky bashes Lyra's head off the announce table and tosses her into the barricade. Becky connects with a Bexploder for a 1 count. Becky goes for the manhandle slam, but Lyra reverses that into a pinfall. This gets a 2 count. Lyra goes for Nightwing, but Becky counters and goes for a pinfall of her own. That gets a 2 count. Becky connects with 2 running leg drops. That gets a 2 count. Lyra connects with a neck breaker, and now both ladies are down. Lyra begins to mount her comeback, capped off with a power bomb that gets a near fall. Becky catches Lyra's kick, then turns her inside out. Afterwards, Becky spikes her with a DDT. This gets a near fall. Right now, these ladies are putting on a wrestling clinic, in my opinion. The match continues. Lyra delivers a superplex to Becky, then follows that up with a fisherman suplex near fall. Similar to Seth Rollins doing the superplex leaning into the Falcon Arrow, this is a superplex into the fisherman suplex. That got a near fall. Lyra goes for a middle rope moonsault, but Becky evades and locks in an armbar. Lyra rolls through. This forces Becky to kick out of a pin attempt. Lyra transitions into a single leg Boston Crab. Becky crawls her way to the ropes to force a break. Lyra connects with a baseball slide followed by a crossbody at ringside. Lyra places Becky on the barricade, then repeatedly kicks her in the face. Lyra scales the announce table to deliver a leg drop to Becky, who was draped on the barricade. Cool spot here. Match continues with Lyra going for a leg drop from the top rope, but Becky catches her with a powerbomb near fall. Becky climbs the top rope, but Lyra meets her there. Lyra goes for a top rope Samoan drop, but Becky fights out of it to deliver a super manhandle slam for a near fall. I thought this match was sensational up until this moment. Lyra Valkyria, I think, is an amazing wrestler. And I have a friend that watches all my videos. He gave me slack for putting her in B- because when I did my women's rankings, I put her in B-. I thought WWE wasn't utilizing her well. They had given her a tremendous spotlight. Her having back-to-back matches on PLEs has been fantastic, bringing up the relevance of the IC title match. Well, IC title that they just added this year. Earlier this year, I believe in February, it debuted. Brought prestige to it. Got her feuding with Becky. That's bringing prestige to it and stuff. Kicking out of this is reserved for like Rhea Ripley. I wouldn't even say Liv Morgan. Super manhandle slam. But the match continues. We'll talk more about that later. I was like, wow. Holy milk a cow. I thought Lyra was going to win. Now, Becky tosses Lyra into the ring post. Then gives her a manhandle slam again at ringside. So this wasn't in the ring. But she gave her a super manhandle slam, threw her into the ring post, gave her another manhandle slam at ringside. Becky goes back inside the ring to break the count. But when she comes back out, Lyra catches her lacking with a Nightwing. Both ladies are down until a count of 9. And at 9.0 seconds, they get up and beat the count. Right? They're laying out completely flat, get up, and then both make it back into the ring to beat the 10 count. I don't know how Lyra, after eating a super manhandle slam, getting tossed into the ring post, then a regular manhandle slam, was able to get back up and then hit a Nightwing. I mean, I started losing. It started losing the plot. It's like, you ever see that movie like, yo, this movie's fantastic, then it just started getting too outlandish. This is when it started getting too outlandish for me. But the match will continue. Back inside the ring, Lyra and Becky begin to brawl it out. Becky goes for a manhandle slam, but Lyra reverses that into a roll-up. Becky kicks out at 2. Becky reverses into a roll-up of her own and grasps the tights to secure the victory. After the match, we got the actual finish, right? So Becky used the tights to get the roll-up victory. I'm like, you're going to have Becky win. Why couldn't you just win clean? Or I know you want to have her be a heel, use the tights and all that. But why couldn't she just win on the manhandle slam? Superman, I thought the match I probably got an amazing score for me. 4.5 or so. Somewhere around there. But like I said, the finisher kick out and just eating the finishers and then a roll up victory. I'm like, I don't think it was in the mid tier. I'm still gonna give it a good score, but I'm gonna give it a 3.60 stars out of 5. The false finishes just started going down. Now we got the actual finish. Like I said, Lyra, after the match, reluctantly raises Becky's hand. But Becky calls Lyra back to raise her hand in all 4 directions. Not just towards the camera. Raise it towards this side of the crowd, that side of the crowd. Let everybody see. Lyra obliges. She does it. Lyra's ready to leave the ring. Becky says, no, Lyra, come back. Wrap the championship belt around my waist. Lyra does it and gives Becky a German suplex after she does it, followed by Nightwing. And then I asked, could we get the trilogy? I do have the answer to that question. There will be a trilogy. I can't wait to talk about that match in the future. Now, crowd wise, we got Let's Go Becky and Becky Sucks chance, and we got We Want Truth chance. So we got both of those. Commentary wise, we got Becky is a sore loser. That was Wade Barrett. It looks like she's a sore winner too. I won't lie to you. And then Becky is 0-5 in her last 5 title matches. That was Michael Cole. That's a great statistic. I did not know that about Becky. Then every disc in Lyra's body just got compressed after getting spiked by that DDT. Excuse me. That was Wade Barrett. I thought that was a great job because that spike sell job that Lyra did was phenomenal. Reminded me of Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, I still says sells the DDT the best in the business, but Lyra, very reminiscent of that when she sold it. So good job there. And the emotional investment. Lyra had a great title reign that came to an end. Becky becomes IC champion, and then Becky also made Lyra do the humiliation ritual. So now Lyra's part of the club, right? The big club. No, all jokes aside, though, this match was phenomenal until it wasn't. Right, that's the main thing I'm gonna remember about it. Memorability, like the false finishes, the kick out of the Superman handle slam. I think is insane. It should only be reserved for Mania, or like I said, it gotta be a super big star. Only Rhea or Bianca maybe, but we'll see. Looks like they're definitely making some super Lyra stuff going on. Lyra's been kicking out a lot of finishers and stuff, so we'll see what these ladies have to offer in the future and how strong Lyra will be continuing to get booked. But like I said, I'm gonna give it a good score. Actually, I had to go back and rewatch the match. I thought this match was sensational, right? Until I went and I saw the Superman handle slam. I went back, rewatched it. I still docked points for it, but I'm looking at my notes here. Uh, I'm gonna go truly great. I'm changing it. Went back, rewatched it. I'm going truly great here. 4.40 stars out of 5. I'm a race the score. Because the kick out is bad, but it's not as bad as I remember. Now we're going on to our next match, and that is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this was not the main event, which is kind of surprising. I thought this should have been the main event personally, but the main event was John Cena in a tag team match, which isn't an awful main event because John Cena, but I thought this definitely should have been the main event. Now, this match features Seth Rollins versus Penta versus El Grande Americano versus Andrade versus Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight. Now, there's 3 people in here to make the match good because they were willing to take bumps and all that. Those 3 people are Penta, El Grande Americano, and Andrade. There's 3 people that can actually win the match. Those people are Seth Rollins, Solo, and LA Knight. Now, all 6 men qualified the same way that the women did. They had to win a triple threat match. Seth Rollins and his crew made sure they encounter all 5 competitors and weaken most of them up before the match. So Seth Rollins and his goons, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they were going crazy on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, taking out everybody. Now, the winners get the same thing that the women champion gets, and that is a contract to cash in for a championship at any time within the year. Now, we got the moves and the false finishes and the reversals. And the match started off with everyone jumping Seth Rollins to start the match, getting their revenge, getting their get back on him. And then after they got done jumping Seth Rollins, they jumped Solo Sikoa next, because Solo was doing the same thing on Friday Night SmackDown. So now, after Seth Rollins and Solo are taken out, LA Knight drops El Grande Americano with a baseball slide. Andrade flies off the top rope and takes out everyone at ringside. Then Penta leaps off the top rope to take out everyone else at ringside again. Seth rams the ladder into Penta and tosses the ladder into Andrade. Seth tries to powerbomb El Grande onto a ladder, but Americano reverses into a power slam onto the ladder, so he power slams Seth instead. Solo power slams El Grande Americano into the ladder, then mocks El Grande Americano with his taunt, with the two pointing fingers up on both hands in the air. Solo tries to Samoan drop LA Knight onto the ladder, but LA Knight escapes and delivers a Scorpion Death Drop onto the ladder. So Solo gets the worst of that exchange. LA Knight follows that up with a standing Megastar elbow onto Solo onto the ladder. LA Knight, Penta, Seth, El Grande, and Andrade and Solo all fight atop a ladder. So it's all six of them fighting on top of a ladder. This is chaos right here. Then everyone is tossed aside, and Seth and Solo are the last two standing. Solo and Seth trade strikes. Solo goes for a Samoan spike, but Seth ducks and connects with two super kicks. Seth drop toe hold Solo onto a ladder, then follows up with a curb stomp onto Solo. Seth climbs the ladder, but El Grande meets him at the top and applies an ankle lock. Andrade delivers a sunset flip powerbomb off the top rope onto El Grande. Phenomenal spot here. Andrade showcasing his top-notch athleticism. Now Penta superplexes Seth off the top rope of the ladder and onto a ladder wedged in the corner. Penta and Andrade meet at the top of the ladder. Andrade bashes Penta's head off of the ladder. Andrade wedges the ladder from the corner to the ladder in the center of the ring. Penta gives Andrade a Mexican destroyer on top of the ladder. Oh my goodness. Actually the best spot of the night. And this right here was insane. Now, Solo yanks Penta off the ladder. Then Penta does his, Then Solo does his Penta strut. He decides to mock him, right? Now, LA Knight pulls Solo outside the ring, then sets up a ladder bridge from the apron to the barricade. LA Knight tries to powerbomb Penta through the ladder bridge at ringside, but Penta reverses into a sunset flip powerbomb. Penta climbs the ladder, but El Grande connects with a German suplex. El Grande gives a German suplex to all of the competitors in the match. Everyone can get one. The man turned into Oprah. The man, El Grande Americano, is for the people. He gave everybody a German suplex. He didn't care you were American, Canadian, Egyptian. It didn't matter. You got the German suplex whether you wanted it or not. Now, El Grande retrieves the fireball ladder. Right, it's a super tall ladder. It's a little bit taller than all the other ones and got a fireball advertisement on it. I haven't had a fireball. Who's keeping fireball in business, by the way? Let's talk about it. Because I do like the fireball, but like, who's really eating those? Like, I haven't had those in years. And though I do think they're good and stuff, but it's just like, who's keeping those guys in business? Now, El Grande, like I said, he retrieves the fireball ladder and knocks everyone out with it by doing a helicopter spin. So he's turning around, just KOing everybody. Now, Penta headbutts El Grande off the top of the ladder. Right? El Grande just began to climb the ladder. Penta made him up there and then headbutted him off. El Grande puts the steel plate in his face mask. Now, we have this interesting spot here. El Grande climbs two ladders. One that was from ringside. And that's how he gets up from ringside, outside the ring, to the top rope. Then he climbs another ladder to get from the top rope to the fireball ladder and to stop Penta from grabbing the briefcase. Then he headbutts Penta with that steel plate under his mask. And Seth Rollins here was making sure that, El Grande was able to get up to the top of the ladder safely. He was holding the ladder underneath and stuff. Seth was pinned down under the ladder and stuff. So, but while he was pinned down, clever, smart. You'll see it. He's holding the ladder, making sure everybody's safe and stuff. Safety is important. Safety first. But the match continues. LA Knight angle slams El Grande off the ladder. Seth begins to climb the ladder. Then others begin to climb the ladder. Some other stuff happened here. I can't remember exactly. A whole lot of pandemonium. Couldn't even keep it all down in my notes. But Seth Rollins, after everything happens, he signals for his hounds to come down and help. And that's exactly what happens. Braun Breaker shows up. He spears El Grande Americano. He gives a super spear to LA Knight. Bronson Reed crushes Andrade with a tsunami. The hounds, I like to call them, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, they focus their attention on the Solo. But Fatu and JC Mateo come to assist and help Solo, the MFT Solo like to call him. Fatu, Reed, Braun, JC, they all start brawling. Braun super spears Mateo through the barricade at ringside. Fatu pop up Samoa and drops Reed. Then super suicide dive Reed at ringside, so he takes out Bronson Reed. Fatu sets up the ladder for Solo to climb, but as soon as Solo gets his hands on the briefcase, Fatu grabs him and shouts, "I hate you." And instead of saying, "I love you, Solo," he said, "I hate you." Fatu yanks Solo off the ladder, super kicks him, then lands the top rope moonsault onto him. Fatu gives Solo a spinning solo through the ladder bridge at ringside. Seth begins to climb the ladder, but LA Knight pulls him off of the ladder. LA Knight goes for the BFT, but Seth reverses and sends LA Knight head first into the ladder. Seth connects with a curb stomp. Seth climbs the ladder and becomes a two-time Money in the Bank winner. I could not believe what I just saw. When it was LA Knight and Seth Rollins, I was so hyped. Oh my goodness, I was so hyped. Because I'm like, LA Knight's finna win. Seth Rollins has already been Money in the Bank. He does not need the Money in the Bank briefcase. Why does he not need the Money in the Bank briefcase? Because we have seen what happened before. The mastermind that is Paul Heyman walked out there and said, "Jey Uso, Seth Rollins beat CM Punk and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, in the main event of WrestleMania 41, may I add. Seth Rollins should be the number one contender." Jey Uso like, "Hey, Seth Rollins wants a fight. He could get a fight right now." They had a title match that Monday Night Raw in Omaha. I was lit for that match. The match ended in disqualification or something, right? That's fair. Seth Rollins should just get his get back. Seth Rollins could challenge for the championship whenever he wants. Why? Because he's Seth freaking Rollins. He did not need this Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, we do not talk about Saturday night main events on this channel, right? We may do that in the future, but right now we do not talk about Saturday night main events. And I have no desire to talk about Saturday night main events because personally I think they're Monday Night Raws and Friday Night SmackDowns, right? That just happened on Saturday. Because once you start playing commercials during your show, you're a regular show. You're not a PLE or anything like that. I can't take you serious, WWE. But this happened after the Money in the Bank thing. So, of course, you don't ever know the future. Hindsight's 2020, and you can't really ever predict injuries. But Seth Rollins may have gotten injured on the Saturday night main event, right? And if he's injured, he tweaked his knee or injured his knee, right? Seth Rollins has missed time, a substantial amount of time due to knee injuries in the years past. If he misses time again as the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, this could really hinder, change the plans and stuff like that. But maybe this is not a legit injury. Maybe they're just trying to bait everybody. I really don't know if this injury is real or fake. I think WWE is doing a great job with that. So I'm just going along for the ride. But either way, LA Knight should have won. Because LA Knight, to me, has shown he deserves and has earned the world championship. And you like, all right, LA Knight probably won't be world champion within a year. And the reason I say that is I don't see LA Knight winning a world championship without the Money in the Bank briefcase, right? I don't think he could go challenge and beat Gunther one-on-one, beat CM Punk one-on-one, beat John Cena one-on-one, beat Seth Rollins one-on-one, beat Cody Rhodes one-on-one, right? And Drew McIntyre is also somebody I believe deserves a briefcase. Not briefcase, excuse me. Championship title reign. But, like, LA Knight is somebody I'm like, he's phenomenal on the mic. He'd be very entertaining with the briefcase. It would be great. He's already kind of getting up there in age. So, I mean, I don't know if you're ever going to give him a title run or anything like that. He's super over with the crowd. It's in his hometown of LA. LA Knight should have won the Money in the Bank briefcase in LA. The crowd would have gone ballistic. And like I said, Seth does not need the briefcase. But they gave it to Seth Rollins. We'll see what happens. And one thing I will say is Seth Rollins currently, this happened on Monday Night Raw, so we talked about it. Gunther defeated Jey Uso on a Monday Night Raw, so Gunther has gotten his title back. If Seth Rollins cashes in on Gunther, That is a waste of time of him getting the Money in the Bank briefcase. He got just challenged Gunther since they're both on Monday Night Raw. So since Seth Rollins has the briefcase, Seth Rollins should cash in on John Cena. Why? It would make sense because John Cena is on a different show, right? So if Cody Rhodes, John Cena, whatever happens, whoever's the SmackDown champion, the Universal Champion is who Seth Rollins should cash in on. That's the only way to justify Seth Rollins winning the title. He goes and cashes in on the champion on a different brand, right? So you want to get Seth Rollins maybe over to SmackDown or something, you could go do that. But with Becky being on Monday Night Raw, I don't really see them maybe cross branding like that because I'm pretty sure Becky and Seth won't be on the same show. But I mean, we'll have to see. But let's go and talk about the crowd real quick before I give out the rating for that match and everything like that. Of course, the crowd, they did single on for Seth Rollins' entrance. They did UF'd up chants. Those were directed at Solo when Solo was getting jumped. And then they also did That's Chad Gable, No He's Not chants. Very creative there. That is referring to El Grande Americano. Then we got We Want Table chants. We got OTC chants. We got CM Punk chants. We got Sierra Miedo for Penta. That means Zero Fear. And then we got This Is Awesome chants. And that's one more thing I also want to talk about before we get into this match. When everybody was coming out, I did love the Fatu turn on Solo, by the way. I did love that part. But when everybody's coming out, I'm like, CM Punk and Sami Zayn should come out as well. Because CM Punk and Sami Zayn were saying they can't let Seth Rollins become champion and get Money in the Bank briefcase. The fact they didn't come out is kind of idiotic. I'm like, what were y'all doing? Y'all didn't qualify for the match. Y'all didn't have another match. Where were y'all when everybody else was coming out? Now, I know it gets to a point where it's like, yo, how many people are finna interfere? This is a Money in the Bank ladder match or a Royal Rumble match? But I'm like, hey, why stop at just 4 people coming out? We're going to have everybody and their mama come out. Go ahead and keep going. Now, I just don't know. This match right here, commentary-wise, we're going to go to the commentary-wise. Pulling double duty tonight. That was Michael Cole. He was talking about El Grande Americana because Chad Gable had a match earlier. Now, the man they named this entire city after is here. That was Wade Barrett when LA Knight made his entrance to the ring. Then look at the nipples. They are different. That was Wade Barrett trying to differentiate between El Grande Americano and Chad Gable. Looking at the nipples. This man Wade Barrett is a crazy freak. His loins be tingling. He be calling people baby cakes. He be talking about looking nipples. I don't know what's wrong with this man Wade Barrett. Now, we also got I have not done my research on a man's nipple. That was a great response by Michael Cole. I don't know how you responded to that by Wade Barrett, but Michael Cole did find the correct response. And then they were talking about El Grande's taking histamine or something. And then Cole said this to Wade. They should give you histamine until your tongue swells up and you shut up. That's a hilarious rebuttal there by Cole. Now, I know I said a lot of things I did not agree with this match, right? Booking wise. But we do not really try to book, right? If that makes sense. We try to analyze everything that happened in the ring, the crowd. I said we got our 10 categories and all that stuff. I think LA Knight should have won this match. But the match itself was amazing. I will not lie to you. So I got to give it an amazing score. Although I think the wrong person won, amazing score it is. 4.55 stars out of 5. LA Knight got screwed in his hometown. That's what I'm going to remember this match for. But like I said, it was an amazing match. I can't lie to you. Now we're going on to our main event. And that was the men's tag team match. It was Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Logan Paul and John Cena. Now, I kind of forgot how this match came about. I want to say Jey Uso and Logan Paul fought in a one-on-one match, maybe on the Saturday night's main event or at Backlash. And then, of course, Cena and Rhodes fought at Mania. I forgot how they became a 2-on-2 thing, but since Cena's a heel, he's, boosting up Logan Paul and all that, saying Logan Paul's the next whatever, I don't know. And then Jey Uso and Cody have been tag team champions before. They got chemistry and all that together. So, you kind of get that, like, contender and champion versus contender and champion match. So, that's what we got here. Overall, though, there's no stakes on the line. It's not a tag team title match, championship match. So, just a regular match with John Cena here. Now, Cena and Cody start the match off with a headlock. Cena quickly tags in Logan. Cody connects with a stolen vertical suplex to Logan. Cody tags in Jey Uso. Jey lands a pop-up neckbreaker to Logan for a 2 count. Jey lands a series of punches to Logan in the corner. Logan delivers a blockbuster to Jey for a 2 count. Logan tags in Cena. Cena strong Irish whips Jey into the corner. Cena tags in Logan. Logan lands a gut-rich power slam. This gets a 2 count. Logan tags in Cena and they stomp out Jey in the corner. John Cena does his patented 5 moves of doom, but at a slow pace yet again. Mad boring here. After connecting with a 5-knuckle shuffle, Cena goes for the AA, but Jey escapes and applies a sleeper hold. The same sleeper hold he used to make Gunther tap out, like John Cena will ever tap out. Come on now. Now, Cena breaks the hold by ramming Jey into the turnbuckle. Cena makes the tag to Hogan, who prevents Jey from tagging in Cody. Logan lands a split leg drop for a 2 count. Logan mauls Jey in the corner and Cena tags himself in. Cena knocks Cody off the apron and suplexes Jey for a 2 count. Cena tries to hit Cody on the apron again, but Cody catches Cena's punch and punches Cena in the face. Jey strikes with an enziguri. Cena and Logan begin to argue, and that allows Jey to make the hot tag to Cody. Cody connects with a Cody cutter to Cena. Cody wipes out Logan with a suicide dive. Cody goes for the crossroads, but Logan strikes Cody with a right hand. Cena lands an AA, and Jey breaks up the pin at 2.99. Now, some other things happen here I don't have in my notes. I could go back and rewatch the match and get it, but who cares? This match definitely was not worth going back to rewatch. Cena and Jey exchange strikes in the center of the ring. Cena goes for an AA, but Jey escapes and super kicks Cena out of the ring. Logan and Jey trade strikes. Logan wins the advantage with an uppercut. Logan and Cody trade strikes now. Cody goes for the Dusty Special, followed by the Bionic Elbow. But Logan connects with a kick to the midsection to gain the advantage. Logan delivers the pulverizer to Cody, then scales the top rope for a frog splash. Logan grabs his drone, right? He's trying to flaunt, he's trying to flex, show out, trying to make a viral video. Grabs his drone, but Cody recovers and superplexes Logan. And we see this superplex from the drone's point of view. Phenomenal camera work here. Creative move, right? And right after Logan hits the canvas from the superplex, Jey delivers the Uso splash to Logan. And we also see him getting splashed on from the drone's point of view. Cena gives Jey and Cody each an AA. Cody kicks out at 2. Cena goes for an AA to Cody through the announce table, but Cody escapes and Jey spears Cena on the announce table. Cena rolls off the announce table. Logan springboard moonsaults Jey through the announce table. The referee exits the ring to go check on Jey and Logan. Cena bashes Cody in the head with the title while the referee's checking on them. Cena goes for an AA, but someone in all black comes out of nowhere and spears John Cena. That person is revealed to be R-Truth. R-Truth strikes Cena with the title, then exits the ring. Cody delivers the crossroads for the 1, 2, 3. We want truth, and we got truth. Let's go right to the commentary. Commentary, we want truth. That was Michael Cole. You can't handle the truth, John Cena. That was Wade Barrett. Maybe no one told him he wasn't in the company. That was a great line by Wade Barrett because R-Truth got fired or released or they didn't renew his contract, whatever the case was. That's the whole truth. No, that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That was also Michael Cole. It was great to see R-Truth come back. Shout out to the fans for getting him back. That is showing power. R-Truth is a fan favorite. He doesn't wrestle or anything like that, but what he brings to the show on the few minutes he's on screen, the joy, the comedy, all that, you can't take it away. Great to see R-Truth back. Now, the crowd. We got the woes, of course, during Cody's entrance. We got a whole lot of yeeting during Jey's entrance. We got John Cena sucks during John Cena's entrance to the horns of the song. We got Cody Rhodes, Cody, Cody Rhodes. They're singing along, and then we got "We Want Truth" chants during the match. So people wanted truth, and they got truth. So that's awesome there. And then you got Yeet during Jay's punches. You got "You Can't Wrestle, Yes He Can" chants. Those were directed at John Cena, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they're directed at Logan Paul, but I believe that is directed at John Cena. We got the "Let's Go Cena, Cena Suck" chants. We got "Holy Ish" chants as well during some of the big spots and during R-Truth's return. We already talked about the commentary. And some things I want to say, of course, you got memorability. R-Truth's return, phenomenal return. They kept it hush hush, right? So they did a very phenomenal job keeping it hush hush. Not many people knew. I'm not sure anybody knew R-Truth got re-signed to the company. Triple H in the post game or post show conference, didn't say, well, said many people didn't know or anything. Kind of kept it silent, and that's very good. But I thought this was a good match. 3.5 stars out of 5. Didn't think this match was anything amazing. Slow paced tag match. No, of course, no stakes or anything like that, but phenomenal ending with the R-Truth return and Cena taking the pin. That could lead to a Cena and Cody match in the future, and we know it kind of does. So, interesting match here. I was surprised to see Jey Uso get dominated for most of this match here. I thought it'd been cool if they both had a hot tag moment, right? Maybe Cody gets beat up a little bit to start the match, and then he makes his hot tag to Jay, and then Jay comes in, does his hot tag offense. Somewhere you go back and you look at their Seth Rollins and Cody match, the tag team match versus Rock and Roman. I think they did a similar thing like that where both Rollins and Cody got a hot tag offense in, right? And everybody's hyped for both of them to make their thing. Or maybe it was Cody and Roman as well. I want to say it might have been Cody and Roman for Solo in Tamatonga maybe, or Solo versus somebody at one of the matches when they did a tag team match. But I prefer that dynamic instead of Jey Uso, who's your champion at the time, to just get dominated for like 10 straight minutes. But nevertheless, like I said, I thought this was a good match. I'm getting a 3.5 stars out of 5. Now, that concludes this video for the most part, all the reviews. I want to recap a couple things here, or talk about the future of this channel. So I kind of been lazy. I won't lie to you. I have been super lazy, but there is good things coming out of that. One, I have been playing the game more. I have been on Marvel Rivals a lot. So I was doing Marvel Rivals Showcase. I think I will bring that back, but I would not do it 2 days a week. I'll probably do it 1 day a week. Football is right around the corner, right? So I do kind of want to get back into Madden, but if I don't get back into Madden, I will continue to do NFL, so you guys are interested in those videos. Be sure to tune in for those. But I want to be on time with my Madden content. I want to be on time with my wrestling content. I see my boy, one of my friends, Montana. He's growing his channel on TikTok and on Twitch really well. I think consistency is key. So if I can get on time, post earlier, not fall behind, I think I could continue to grow the channel. That's one thing that's hurting right now, right? We're not really growing that much, so I'm not really motivated to do this. But I know there are some people that do watch the videos, so I do want to get the videos out just for those select few, right? That do watch the video. But it would be easier if I had, thousands upon thousands of subscribers, in my opinion, to get the videos out. I'd be a little bit more motivated. But nevertheless, you gotta start somewhere. So I do want to get back grinding. To catch up, we can't keep doing Wrestling Wednesdays, right? To catch up at least. So I do want to get a video out this Saturday. I had this video recorded for like 2 weeks. I just didn't want to get on here and start yapping, which is kind of crazy to think about. Once I started yapping, I kind of did bring my joy back into this yapter. So I'm yapping right now because, the match got another minute or so left. So I just want to yap till the end of the video goes off. But, man, it feels good to be back. I want to get a video out this Saturday, right? That would be, what was next? Not a Champion. Then on Wednesday, I want to get Evolution out, right? Because SummerSlam is not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So then on next Saturday, I want to get out a wrestling prediction video for SummerSlam. We haven't done those since Mania, and I think I might do those before every PLE, right? Because after we catch all the way up, I want to get back to doing Wrestling Wednesdays, right? We'll do it all in on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. We'll do that. But football is right around the corner, like I said earlier. Madden wise, I think I will play Madden again this year, and I think I will record full games. Now I might ask you guys again. Now I ask you guys right now. You still watching the video? Will you guys prefer? If you do watch my Madden videos, full games or highlights? The full games are easier to record because all I gotta do is just record the full game. You see what I'm trying to say? But highlights, I gotta go through a whole lot of editing. It's very tiresome, and all that it takes hours upon hours, and it takes up a whole lot of my storage. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching this, and hope to see you guys on the next one, man. It means a lot that you guys are still here watching, and let's continue to grow.